Hello, welcome to the All or Nothing podcast. Our official sponsors are KR Couriers and Transport Limited. This is a Northwest based courier company delivering all across the UK. They can assist in home moves and removals to large, heavy and bulky items, collections and drop-offs. Fast, safe and reliable deliveries. Please get in touch for a free quote. You'll find all the information within the description. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore, and today's special guest is Rose Garvey. Now Rose has got, an incredible story, and she's going to share it with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself first, please, Rose.
From Liverpool. I'm a mum, and I come from a nice family. Yeah.
You've got an incredible story to share, because I read about it in the paper last week and it was quite, I don't know, it's not easy sitting here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's okay. You can share your story. I know you can.
Yeah.
You lost, say your brother, what was it, 35 years ago?
Yeah.
We went to see his girlfriend and, he haven't been seen since, has he?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what all that's, because...
Well, I wasn't born at the time.
Yeah.
It was the 2nd of March, 1987. Mark says he was going to see his girlfriends. He arrived there, seen his best mate with his girlfriends, and he walked away crying. The last sighting of Mark was outside the Jolly Miller pub in the bus stop. Usually Mark would ring home and say if he was going to be late, he'd use a phone box or he'd use a friend's house. He never came home that night. It was just like me dad was devastated.
Yeah, because you're here to tell your dad's story, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's the...
Yeah.
That's why we're here, aren't you?
Yeah, me dad was completely devastated the following day, because the police were obviously all there looking for him. My dad, his brothers, my dad's nephew, it was my dad's nephew's 18th birthday. They all went into town looking for Mark. There was arcades back then as well.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know there was arcades.
Facing Lime Street.
Yeah. Well, that's where they went. They went all round. There was just no sighting of him. All Mark's friends were looking for him.
What about his girlfriend? Did they speak to her? Did she explain what had happened?
Yeah, well, the police questioned his best mate. They questioned his girlfriend. The police even went into De La Salle school to question all the lads in class. No one knew nothing. They were all devastated. Every single one of them was devastated. I was going off track here, I'm trying to think. Yeah, they were all devastated. And I'm going pure blank here, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, they were just devastated. My dad was lost. Everyone said my dad was never ever the same.
You know what? I couldn't even imagine. Well, I tried to imagine how your dad would feel.
Yeah.
Because I've got a little boy myself now, and was Mark his first?
Mark was my dad's eldest son.
Yeah. So it's 15 years old.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. No one ever came forward with any information. I remember my dad saying, the police at the tracker dogs, they went to Walton Park, should I say?
Wally Park with Scousers.
We went round all there. My dad says he remembers going to Crocky Park. Do you know where they got the woods? He'd go through there 2, 3, 4 in the morning, shouting, Mark.
Was these places that Mark had be seen my dad
was just thinking where he could go. Where would he go? Because it was not like Mark. It was out of character for him not to go home. And everyone said, Rose, your dad was never the same after Mark went missing.
Do you think it was because I read the reports and I was thinking to myself, okay, so I'm putting myself in a 15-year-old's shoes.
Yeah.
You know, I go to see my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's with my best mate.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to break my heart. Then I'm going to act on how I feel. Yeah?
Yeah.
So was there a lot of assumptions of what could have happened over the years? Where could he have went? How?
Yeah, there's loads of assumptions. People saying, do you think he got kidnapped? No.
No.
Do you think
And that's something that
yeah, do you think
I thought that, to be fair, I was thinking, you know, it's just like...
There's been loads of conspiracy theories about him, and I just don't think he's done the unthinkable. I believe he's still out there. I really do. I really, really do. Ever since I found out about Mark.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like 1997. I was 6, 7 at the time.
Yeah.
And there was just pictures of this lad around the house. And I used to go, who's that lad? And my dad went, that's your big brother Mark. And I was like, why have I never met him? And he obviously never went into depth because with me only being small, he just said he's been missing a very long time. And it was around that year, it was his 10th year anniversary being missing. And they put me in the Echo to like say, Mark, you've got a sister out there. Since then, I've always wanted to find out about him. Where is he? Is he safe? It's just the not knowing. And like it killed me, dad. Completely killed me, dad. Even like when it was Mark's anniversary of his disappearance or his birthday, my dad was just so sad. And you just wouldn't know what to say to him. You'd be like, you're okay, Dad? Or I'd just give him a big hug and go, Dad, I love you, you know. And he'd go, I know. But you just didn't know what to say. I didn't, especially didn't. But even like the family, it affected the whole family. His uncles, aunties, cousins, everyone.
Oh, I can understand. I can imagine. But so, was you like his only daughter as well?
No, I'm the youngest. I'm not the no, he's got 3. I'm the 3rd daughter.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, you've got this brother, you've seen pictures, you've never you know, you've never met him, you know, you'd love to meet him, and you know, you're hearing different stories, you know. Did you ever think, we could have ended his life? Because that's a big one. That was for me, to be fair, right, I would have that crossed my mind. And like I said to you before, I'm putting myself in a teenager's shoes, and you know, the feelings, we act on our feelings.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know.
Yeah.
But where would you go at that age? You know.
See, he was a really clever lad, really clever. Like he excels in school. Yeah. So I don't think he's done the unthinkable. When someone says, "Do you think he's killed himself?" I say no, straight away, because I know that even though I never met him, I feel like I know him from stories that I know of him. Do you know what I mean? No, I like to think he's out there. I like to think he's got a family. I like to think I've got nieces and nephews out there.
But wouldn't you think that, like, someone, it'd get in touch somehow?
Yeah.
It's quite...
See, this is the thing. Like,
it's like odd, isn't it?
Yeah, my dad says he said, minutes turn to hours, hours turn to weeks, weeks to months, months to years. That he never thought it would carry on this long. Yeah. Never thought it would be this long, and yeah, it was just horrible. So the sad, like for me, I've got a daughter myself. I ring her all the time. You're okay? You're safe? And it's been embedded in me now to be, you're okay? Like making sure, like my dad was so protective of me growing up. When I was like Mark's age, when I was 15, if I was told to be home at like 10, came home 5 minutes later, my dad be standing there at the gate. Sometimes he'd go out looking for me if I was like half an hour late, and I'd be like, Dad, I'm so sorry, and he'd be like, just come in on time. And obviously I had phones when I was 15, like my phone might have died, and I'd go, Dad, my phone died. But he was so protective. Even like now as an adult, he'd go, you're home safe? And I'd be like, Dad, yeah, I'm home now. He was just a lovely man. Yeah. The fact that this happened to him is devastating. Like, he was born to be a dad. Yeah. He really, really was. He was the best. And he loved us all. Do you know what I mean?
And how old was your dad when he passed away?
He was 70. He didn't look it and didn't act it either.
No, and it was just... and for that, a massive part of his life...
Yeah.
he was always living in hope and
Yeah,
searching.
he always believed that one day Mark would come home. He always said that.
And I suppose like back then, because 1987, you know, social media hadn't.
Well, that's what I say.
Yeah.
It was a different era back then. It's not like what it is today. No internet, no Facebook, Instagram. There was none of that.
And there's no digital footprints.
No, there was no CCTV either. So, like, yeah, the last sighting of him was outside that bus stop, outside the Jolly Miller pub.
And where was the bus heading to if he'd have got it?
See, that's what I was talking about that this week. I was thinking, I think it goes towards Old Swanways.
So was he not heading in the same... So is that like an unusual place to be going for him? Like that bus stop?
I think so, yeah, because if he was going home, he'd have to cross over the road, get on the bus, go up Queen's Drive to get off
like
at
the
Walton.
81 or the 80?
Yeah. So I've always said that, like, why was he being at that bus stop?
Yeah. And like you said, there's loads of conspiracy theories that you could think of, isn't he? Like, did he get kidnapped? And that, to me, seemed a little bit out of character. You know what I mean? Someone who's 15, Liverpool.
See, that week that he went missing, he was meant to be going to France with the school. They were going to Paris, and he was dead excited to go. Couldn't wait. He saved up loads of money in his savings account, and no money's been taken out of his account.
It's like it is. Again, did he have his card on him? Did he have all that information?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I know that Everton announced on the speakers about him, but no one came forward. He was a mad Evertonian, you see.
Yeah, it's just a crazy...
I had his friends, like a few of his friends from school, reach out to me and say, I loved your Mark, he was a boss lad, he was just a great lad, he loved his footy and can't believe it went on this long, we thought we'd find him. Even his school teacher said he was a great lad. Absolutely devastated he still hasn't been found.
I know, and I was like 35 years.
35
years.
That's
I mean, it's like... It's a lifetime, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
That's
why I like to have hope, because I think when there's nothing else, all you got is hope. And I feel like someone out there knows something and they just haven't come forward.
Definitely someone out there knows something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you can speculate whether he was killed, whether he'd killed himself, whether he just went on the mission list and just decided to uproot and start a new life. See, the fact that you don't know makes you believe in other things that could have happened.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that is probably the little bit of hope that you do salvaging.
Yeah. I like to believe he is out there. And he wants to be a solicitor when he was older, so I like to believe that he's fulfilled his dream as being a solicitor. And that he's got kids and a nice home and a lovely wife. I like to think that.
Yeah.
I never like to think negative. When people think you think this, I say no, I believe he's out there.
And have anyone ever said to you, like, you're in denial, or,
No, they haven't,
No,
there's just people have their own opinions.
Yeah, you will get it, and it's like
100%.
I read it and reports, and I thought, wow,
yeah,
I couldn't imagine, for that long, and the pain and the heartache, especially your dad, what he must have went through, and
my dad was devastated,
and the promise you made as well on his deathbed.
Yeah, I went in I still remember the day like it was yesterday. I went into the hospital. It was Friday, the 1st of Feb. And I walked, he was in his own room, you see, he was on oxygen. And he went, I knew you'd be in first, my little shadow. He went, come here, girl. He went, hold my hands. And I held his hands and I just broke down crying. I went, Dad, I'm not going to stop looking for our Mark. And he just looked at me with that sadness in his eyes. And he went, I know you won't, girl. I know you won't. The Monday, the 4th of February, he passed away with no closure of his son. And that's what makes me so sad. Like, he still had that hope he was out there. He always believed he'd knock on his door and come home. It's just the not knowing. The whole family's devastated from it, even now to this day. To talk about Mark, it's like a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Like, I'll only speak of him when they are talking about him. Like, when I was little, it would always be like, hey, Dad, does our Mark like this? Hey, Dad, did he like that? That's how I got to know stuff. And he'd always tell me, he'd never not tell me anything about him. But he says, he was just a great lad. My dad said he was always immaculate. His trainees were always clean and his socks were always pure white. He always looked after himself. And I remember my dad saying the last time they were together, they were watching the footy. And my dad's that type that'll go, I'll walk you the door. He walks everyone the door to see them off. And Mark said to me, Dad, it's all right. I'm a big lad now. And that was the last time my dad seen him.
And what about your mum?
Mark's mum's got a different mum to me.
I see.
Yeah.
So it was, how did you ever meet her?
I've met her, yeah.
Yeah, did you get on?
My mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So how was it growing up for you then?
It was sad not knowing where that I had a brother, because I'm deaf family and orientated me. I love my family so much, so knowing that I had someone out there, my big brother out there, I've always wanted to find him.
Yeah.
It really affected me in that way, where I've always wanted to just find him. I used to always envision like going, Dad, I found our Mark.
Yeah.
I really did, and the fact that I haven't been able to do that is sad.
Did you think you'd ever going through life, going through school and then people finding out and knowing? Yeah. Obviously, there's news reports every so often on the anniversary of Mark's mission. Yeah. The Echo or whatever puts it out there. There was a search for over 3 months by the police, constantly on a daily basis. Yeah. And their resources are, they're ploughing a lot into 3 months. Yeah. Because it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's just like dies off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What happens? It's massive and then boom. Yeah. But it doesn't die off in your household.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't fade in your life.
No.
As you're growing up and you're going through school.
Yeah. It's like even like fellas, like I'll see like a man who would be like Mark's age, and I'll think, I wonder if that's our Mark.
He's about 52?
He was 51 on Monday.
Was he?
Yeah, he was being 51, yeah.
So he's born 1972?
I haven't got
it.
Something like that, yeah.
I was a year after him.
I was, yeah.
So he'd probably be about my age.
Yeah. So we always think, wonder if that's him, even though I never seen him, and I've only seen pictures of him being like 15 and younger pictures. It's just the not knowing. Then I think, wonder if he's moved somewhere far away, he's changed his name.
Yeah, he's just it's like your dad, he got on. Did he get on?
Oh yeah, he loved me dad, yeah.
He
has a brilliant bond.
So that it kind of like it would be out of character for him to just move on, wouldn't it? And not.
It was out of character for him, and me dad, like thinking about it now, being a parent, I just think to myself, how did my dad go that long, not knowing where his son was? 35 years.
Yeah.
It's a very, very long time. I just don't want my family to go another 35 years.
No.
I just wish someone would come out and say, we seen this or we seen that. Like, there's no closure at all.
And this is out there, and I've got an audience who's, people of my age out there that remember, 1987 and, that report, they probably read the paper, they've heard about it. Yeah. Someone out there knows something.
Yeah. There's even
you don't just go missing off the map.
No, you don't. See, this is like, there's a song out by Soul Asylum. I don't know whether I've pronounced the band right.
I've never heard of it.
It's called Runaway Train or something, and he's on that picture on there with all the other children who've gone missing. It's just sad. It's just really sad. Like, even Christmas time, my dad would have us all around, and obviously Mark's not there.
Yeah.
And then his birthday, it was just really, you just really never knew what to say to him. It was just so sad, and I wish I could have done more to like ease the pain from his dad. It's just any parent's worst nightmare, really is.
Yeah. So where did it take you then, Rose? Because where did your life go from there on? Tell us a little bit about Rose Garvey and what it was like, for you growing up, and your career and what you've done with yourself, and how that's impacted everything.
Yeah. Growing up, I'm really, how can I put it? I'm a really caring person, to be fair. I take after my dad. And yeah, it was just, how can I put it? I'm trying to think. My mind's going blank here.
Mine always goes blank when I'm sitting. Honest, trust me, I've sat in front of these. No, I've sat in front of cameras, right, and just switch off. I'm like just staring at it, right. So don't worry about your mind going blank. It's okay. You know, the question is just like, what have you done with your life?
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you want to kind of achieve something for your dad? Was it something that you wanted?
My achievement for myself was just trying to bring Mark home.
Yeah.
It was always bringing Mark home. All the time, like, yeah, it was just that. I just wanted to bring him home, and when my dad passed, I felt like I didn't do that, and I felt that guilt, and even though my dad wouldn't blame me for it, it was just that I always wanted to find him and bring him home, so that the family could be complete.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it obviously isn't. I just wish someone would just come out. Or just say, oh, we seen Mark, he crossed over the road, or he went this way. There's nothing, literally nothing. Like, we can't even open the case. People say they need to open the case. We can't. There's nothing.
There's no new evidence
to
support any, and you understand that. They'll just be going over.
Yeah, it's just a living nightmare.
So what have you done to pursue the search? How have you?
I put a post up on my Facebook of Mark, just mentions in detail what has happened, and it's just, I think I've got like 13,000 shares. Like, it's non-stop sharing, which is good because it's getting it out there in the public eye for someone who could go, oh, I remember that night, I think I seen, you know, but no one's came forward, and I just don't get it. I really don't get it. It baffles me. It baffles me that no one's came forward, no one's seen anything. Because when I was 15, I think to myself, all right, I thought I knew it all. Obviously you don't, but you think you do when you're 15. But then, like, where's he gone? Where has he gone? No one's hears of him.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Really, really sad not knowing. It's just, that's what it is. It's the not knowing. Is he safe? Is he okay? You know, it's all of that.
But let's hope, right, that someone out there who's watching this, you know, has some information and can share it with yourself. You know, I'll put all your links within the description, and we can take it from there. So you've got a daughter as well. How old's your daughter?
She's 11.
So, and you feel really protective over there?
All
do you
the
feel,
time.
is it loads of fear? I mean, I think every parent is, you know, who loves the children.
Yeah.
Very protective. I am.
Being a parent is the most rewarding job ever. The fact that your son has gone missing that long is devastating. Devastating. That pain my dad carried with him. And he was the best dad I could have ever have had. He was born to be a dad. So, like, me with my daughter, I'm so protective. If she goes around to her friends, I'm ringing her. If she goes to school, I ring her of a morning. Have you arrived to school yet? Yeah, mum, just walking through the gate now. Okay. Put the phone down. It's just being embedded in me.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be that way than not be that way. It's just the not knowing though now.
You're only young. You've still got, you know, a long life ahead of you. You know, do you feel like it's going to be like a long life of just searching?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I feel like 35 years
is a long time.
Is a really long time. Like, that's why I'm like, my family gonna go another 35 years not knowing.
I know, and it's that like, it's like that letting go, isn't it? And that acceptance, and just saying to yourself, look, you know, because I'll be straight with you, I had, you know, a young lady on a couple of, last year it was, and her mum went missing, and they've never found her.
Yeah.
But she was murdered by a dad, and he'd never reveal where the body was. So he was the only person ever to be arrested, charged with murder, without actually a body being found.
Oh my God.
You know, and her search just for a mum, for where she's buried, has been going on for like 40 something years,
Plus, yeah.
right? And it was heartbreaking to hear a story.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to it.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to her story, but it was just it kind of reminded me of like your dad and yourself and the journey you're both on.
Yeah. It's
You know.
sad that though.
Is there anyone else out there in your family who feel the same as yourself, strongly towards?
Yeah.
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 So you're not on your own.
No, I'm not on my own.
That's
yeah.
brilliant, and
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that
I
you've
think
got.
that's all you have to have is the hope now. It's the hope of he is out there, you know. I just wish someone would come forward from that night.
And we'll put that out there. And what I'll do, Rose, absolutely. I don't think we can go on anymore, really,
No.
because it'll just be talking about you.
Yeah.
And I don't really think you'll be talking about yourself that much, do you? It's
No.
all about, you see dad's story. It's more about, the search for Mark. And hopefully that there's someone out there. And it's nice that it's quite short and to the point.
Yeah.
We don't need it to be long,
No.
drawn out podcast where we're going to bore the life out of people, keep repeating ourselves. So I appreciate you coming on. And what I'll do is I'll put all your descriptions in the link, your Instagram, your Facebook, and people can contact you there.
Yeah.
DM.
Yeah.
DM Rose, and if you have any information or anything strikes a chord, please share it with either myself or Rose or the police or anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming to the end, right? So what I'd like to ask you is, and I always ask everyone on this podcast, it's a pearl of wisdom.
Yeah.
What would you say to a young Rose Garvey coming through the doors of life now? If you had something to say to yourself at a young age, what would you tell yourself?
Nothing is impossible. The word itself says impossible.
Brilliant. And with that, Rose, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant.